It started with a phone call. Just one call, and it changed everything for Sarah Morgan. Sarah was a single mother, working as a night shift nurse in Chicago. That night, her 8-year-old son Liam was asleep, and the rain hammered against her bedroom window. She didn't know it yet, but her life was about to take a horrifying turn. "Hello?" she whispered, trying not to wake Liam, but there was no reply, just the sound of heavy breathing on the other end. She thought it was a prank and hung up, but the phone rang again, and again. For the next hour, the phone rang relentlessly. Every time she picked up, she heard the same thing, breathing, and nothing else. Finally, a voice broke the silence. It was a man, cold and calm. "You left the hospital too early tonight, Sarah. I didn't get to finish what I started." And then he laughed. Who was he? What did he mean? Sarah's mind raced. She had been at the hospital all evening. Could this be someone she knew, or worse, a patient? She locked all the doors and checked on her son, but the eerie feeling of being watched wouldn't leave her. A few hours later, at 3 a.m., Sarah finally fell asleep on the couch. But the nightmare wasn't over. She woke up to the sound of soft footsteps in her kitchen. Someone was inside the house. Her heart pounded as she grabbed her phone and tried to call the police, but the line was dead. She clutched a knife from the table and crept toward her son's room. That's when she saw it. Muddy footprints leading from the back door to the hallway. Detective Ethan Miller took on the case. He was no stranger to such games, but even he wasn't prepared for what he was about to uncover. The caller wasn't a stranger. He was someone Sarah had unknowingly crossed paths with. Dr. Aaron Blake, a surgeon at the hospital where she worked. Aaron had been obsessed with Sarah for months. He had a history of stalking women, but his charm and reputation had always kept him above suspicion. This time, however, he had left a trail, a fingerprint, on the bloodstained note. The police arrested him. Aaron smiled and said, "You think it's over? The game has just begun." And he was right. 2 weeks later, Sarah thought the nightmare was over. But then a package arrived at her doorstep. Inside was a tape recorder. When she played it, the familiar voice sent chills down her spine. "You'll never escape me, Sarah. Never." The tape ended with a chilling laugh. It turns out, Aaron had accomplices, people who shared his twisted sense of control and power. The calls, the threats, the fear. It was far from over. Sarah's life would never be the same. She moved cities, changed her name, and tried to start fresh. But some shadows follow you wherever you go. The question remains, how far would you go to escape your past?